14127. The conditions for a great coach, a great leader. Question. Master, when looking at the successes and failures of sports teams, we see that while the individual capabilities of members are important, vastly different results emerge depending on who is placed in which position, when they are deployed, and how the team as a whole is operated. I believe that a coach is not someone who plays directly, but someone who evaluates people, deploys them, and manages the entire team. I would like to ask you, Master, what kind of person a great coach is, and what criteria are most important when deploying people and operating an organization?
Directors and leaders. If these people do not change, this society will not change. There is currently no one in South Korea guiding them onto the right path. Therefore, people who are good at sports are currently put into coaching positions because of their athletic skills, but being good at sports and having the leadership to guide people are two different things. Because leaders who can guide people are not visible, people try to make those who are good at kicking a ball into leaders. When those who are not good at sports see such a person taking the lead, they do not learn. Instead, they think, "Oh, come on." Why? Because a competitor must not rise above our heads. Competitors must always walk shoulder to shoulder with us and live in a way that helps us. Then, what is that person's title? It becomes coaching. People who are good at sports leading athletic individuals is coaching, not leadership. When did we view these people in this way? They are people equipped with skills, talent, and knowledge. Whom are these people supposed to meet? A mentor. If someone has great talent and excels at sports, a senior who is good at sports and has experienced society extensively, that is a mentor. Then, who were people running businesses supposed to meet? It was said they should meet a strategist, Chiksa. A strategist is not someone with abundant life experience. They are someone with exceptional talent. Even without acquired knowledge, they must possess sharp talent, and if they acquire knowledge while possessing even sharper talent, they rise to an even higher level of astute capability. Whether we need to meet a strategist or a mentor, depending on this choice, our lives change. Therefore, the distinction I have given for this is IPAN, intellectual/study path, and SAPAN, practical/operational path. From now on, this must be thoroughly observed. You don't have to observe it, of course. You can just fail while trying, but this is absolute. A leader who must do economic work must not imitate IPAN out of a sense of self-importance, nor should an IPAN person try to do SAPAN work just because they have learned a lot and feel superior. IPAN and SAPAN are determined from the moment you are born. To divide this clearly and accurately, IPAN consists of people who study, people equipped with knowledge, and people possessing talent. On the other hand, SAPAN consists of those who effectively manage people with such talents, run businesses, and operate as leaders. SAPAN figures must place many capable people beneath them. When they manage those people well, that is the path to growing immensely and shining brightly. IPAN figures must meet mentors, properly engage with society, and figure out how to apply the knowledge they have acquired. Once you become a SAPAN, you become a public figure in the direct sense. IPAN figures are indirect public figures. Now, which is higher, an indirect public figure or a direct public figure? The answer is easily distinguished. We must properly support those in higher positions so that they shine, and in doing so, their reflected glory radiates onto us as well. We must understand this order well. If you forget this and mix them up, you are bound to waste time and experience hardship. You must understand these things well now. Therefore, people who serve as coaches and the like belong to IPAN. They are not SAPAN. While you work hard in your activities, who gives you money? The chairman does. Society does. Living by operating with someone else's money is what we call IPAN. Then, what about researchers who receive funding to conduct research? That is IPAN. Then, what about a cutlass fish vendor at the market? That is SAPAN. How is SAPAN? They are direct public figures. Why? Because they do not sell cutlass fish while receiving a salary somewhere. Setting up a street stall, even if they don't sell anything today and have to suck their fingers and starve tomorrow, they forge ahead on their own. Whether meeting one person today through an organization given to them or encountering incoming connections by choice and turning away others, this is called SAPAN, and they are referred to as the responsible leaders of the society. There is a role proper to IPAN and a role proper to SAPAN, speaking of direct and indirect public figures. This distinction must be clearly organized moving forward. If you do not understand this, no matter how great you think you are or how hard you live, you will be sent right back to where you started. Let's say you made 500 billion won by trading stocks. You think you are vastly superior to a CEO who struggles because they lack even 100 billion won. So, if you try to ride on top of them and act superior, everything you own will be stripped away and you will be put right back where you started. Please engrave this in your mind. Using this as a turning point, the way the society operates is changing, and the way people live over there is different. Heaven will operate this world so that all of this becomes evident through this turning point. Complaining is useless. Complaining is something you do, but punishment is administered by heaven. People who live by utilizing their talents must always submit to society, be grateful to society, and recognize that society is what nurtures and supports their talents. Even if you grow and attain a certain position, you must remain grateful to society, pass that gratitude on to your juniors, and bring joy to the people. Sports figures, be careful. Even if you gain popularity among the public through your health and hard work while doing sports, if you fail to fulfill your duties to society, you will collapse due to illness. The fact that you were kept healthy was made possible by the public, and if your popularity declines and you fail to look back at yourself and study, you will collapse in a single blow. You will end up walking with a limp. People wonder, how could someone who was so healthy and ran so well become a cripple? They walk crookedly. What happened here? Society spent so much effort and care on you, yet you never even thought about what you could do for society. Were you born into this world just to die while playing sports? No one ever taught them this. So, starting from today, right after hearing this, what should you do first? Leaving everything else aside, chant the Hangik Saheng Du, the path of broadly benefiting humanity's actions. For the teams I manage, make them teach this first thing during training. Make them shout, "What shall I do for my neighbors?" Make them shout, "What shall I do for society?" Make them shout, "What shall I do for our country?" And make them shout, "What shall I do for humanity?" People who excel at sports are also growing their skills in order to engage in Hangik, broadly beneficial, business, and they are growing so that they can understand this society. Once you have trained beyond national boundaries and built up physical strength to that extent, you will be sent abroad on international matches to face humanity. That is your education. Not knowing that this is educating you about human society, you go there, score a goal, bring back only the victory, and celebrate together, leaving you hollowed out, invisible to the world. Therefore, you are currently studying the world in order to prepare for future welfare businesses. People who excel at sports rise up, and figures even more popular than celebrities emerge. Such things will continue to appear from now on. In foreign countries, figures like Ronaldo appear, and in Korea, Sun Heung-min appears. The reason these individuals are continuously highlighted is the fact that a single word from them moves all of humanity. What kind of state of mind do these people have when they give interviews to humanity? The weight of a single word from these people is far greater and more powerful in the world than that of any nation's president. What kind of spirit do you possess as you treat the citizens of this society and humanity? A single word can transform the world, give courage to the world, and provide strength to those who are struggling. You are not just someone who is good at kicking a ball, you are cultivating people. A single word from such a person holds greater power than the words uttered by the king of any nation. Now, humanity is one. It cannot be two. If the quality of the words you speak is high, all of humanity will accept them. Consequently, all people living across humanity will change. These are celebrities, these are sports figures, and these are national representatives. Talent is cultivated merely as a means, and once you grow, someone will surely come to interview you. At that moment, if you articulate your perspective on the world, how you view the citizens, and what you wish to accomplish for them, you become a president of that magnitude on the global stage. We must realize that every single word uttered by our celebrities possesses the power to uplift the energy of humanity. It is not enough to simply be good at sports. By successfully exercising sports and such talents, we are being given the environment to approach society and approach humanity. Now, as we thoroughly organize these matters, how shall we guide our people and our heavenly descendants? Johnson. A single word from the heavenly descendants can turn humanity upside down. Such an era has arrived. Every single word from our heavenly descendants can give courage to humanity, or our words could potentially lead humanity to ruin. such as the power held by the heavenly descendants of South Korea. People nurtured by humanity, people nurtured by heaven, we must not look down on humanity, we must cherish and love humanity. When we do so, you are the heavenly descendants, you are spiritual people, and the reward of nurturing the Hongik Ingan leaders of radiant South Korea can finally be felt by humanity. Knowing how important each and every person's actions are, even when we travel, we should dress neatly and walk about saying, thank you, to everyone.
Why?
Because hasn't humanity raised us to this extent? South Korea was once the poorest performing nation in all of humanity. Our growth in this South Korea is a result of pouring in all the energy of humanity. Only when we cherish and love humanity does wisdom emerge from our people. We were told to contribute to the universal benefit of humanity, yet if we live solely to eat and survive, divine punishment will descend upon us. If our sports athletes are not given this kind of education either, they will grow up to be children driven solely by selfish desires, failing to become upright members of society or leaders later on, eventually collapsing due to a low quality of thought. When we see things going wrong one by one, we must recognize that education was missing within those spaces, and we must start seeking out and providing these teachings from now on. Social parents will step forward to organize these things one by one and forge a path where any field can proceed correctly. If social parents do not emerge, there is no one in humanity who can guide people onto this path. Starting with the social parents of South Korea, we must sort out the parts where this society has gone wrong and open up the path for it to proceed correctly. And the proper support provided by these figures is not limited just to sports personnel. It must be extended to business leaders, society as a whole, and even in crafting presidential pledges. When someone steps up declaring they will take charge of a city, the social parents must help the mayoral candidate come up with solid pledges so that they strive for the sake of that city. From now on, we must begin the work of building all these pledges. Who will do this? Even among the heavenly descendants, though we may not yet possess great power, if we make an effort, we can organize these things and craft such pledges. This is the work we are beginning to undertake. This is what social parents must do, and among social parents, there will be representatives. There will be those who have gathered courage, and those who are receiving education. Those who have gathered courage and are receiving education are currently taking classes and studying at the academy. These people must take the lead. Therefore, moving forward, those who have studied a bit can carry out research activities to produce what society needs, starting from a representative level. That work will kick into gear starting in July. Right now, spirits are holding meetings everywhere, at Mount Baekdu, at Mount Taibik, and at Gyeongbokgung Palace. How shall we guide this country moving forward? Spirits from all over the world have emerged and gathered in South Korea. To lead the era of spirituality, all spirits have assembled here in radiant South Korea, which nurtures the heavenly descendants. Amidst this, shall we live engaging in foolish behavior, or should we align our pace with the spirits and guide humanity? We are Hongik Ingan leaders and the final descendants who will burn ourselves out and dedicate the time given to this single lifetime entirely to contributing to the universal benefit of humanity. Knowing this, even if we try to live striving earnestly, only a few decades remain. The people studying here now are those who cannot come back through reincarnation a second time. Stop dodging around, reading the room, and looking this way and that. Begin actively now.